Solana price predictions. There's many of them out there, many different influencers, many different articles, all speculating about how high Solana could go in the peak of the coming bull market. Now, I'm going to take a bit of a step back. We're going to take a look at a few price predictions in today's video. We're going to be taking a look not at Solana price predictions that we've seen out in the space, but we're actually going to take a look at where some of the industry leaders believe Bitcoin is heading, and as a consequence, where Ethereum and Solana could be heading next. Now, as I get into today's video, you might find it informative, entertaining. Smash that like button if you do, because I really do appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and stay up to date with all the content that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. So let's go ahead and jump down into today's video. Let's kick it off, right? Let's take a look at what's going on here when it comes to Bitcoin, right? So in order for us to understand how high Bitcoin could go, we need to see what some industry leaders are kind of saying, right? So 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 has been around in the space for a few years now. MicroStrategy have been accumulating vast amounts of Bitcoin since 2020. And, well, he has had some pretty interesting price predictions for Bitcoin over the years, right? We've seen 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 saying, $500,000, $1 million Bitcoin, right? And these are numbers that get thrown around quite a bit, where 100,000, 200,000, 250, 300, 500, $1 million. But most recently, in this particular article on You Today, 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 is saying that it's kind of inevitable that we'll see a $13 million Bitcoin. And that got me interested. It got me interested in thinking, well, if Bitcoin were to balloon up by such a significant amount and was to reach that kind of level of $13 million, then other cryptocurrencies that survive the test of time alongside Bitcoin will also balloon up to a pretty similar kind of level. Not $13 million Solana, but what I mean is that the percentage variation between Bitcoin and Solana today is likely to also be there. That gap, the difference, is likely to still be there. And we're going to see growth in a similar kind of pattern, I think. And as such, that means that Solana, Ethereum, and many other altcoins will also balloon up alongside BTC. So what is 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗧 talking about in this particular article? Well, he's saying that basically $13 million Bitcoin is the Bitcoin base case. Okay, and basically what he's saying here is that there is going to be some interesting development in the long term for BTC. So as you can kind of see, this is a 21-year price forecast, right? This isn't something that's going to happen instantaneously. This isn't something that's going to happen overnight or anything like that. What he's saying is you have the bearish case, the base case, and the bullish case, right? And he's saying that the base case, the medium, if you will, is $13 million Bitcoin. The market cap would be very, 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 very high, which we're going to go through in a moment. And of course, you have that bullish case for $49 million Bitcoin. Now, I'm just going to focus on the $13 million by 2045. So we are talking, a good 21 years down the line. But if it does survive the test of time, then we're going to see other cryptocurrencies that also survive the test of time do phenomenally well at the same time. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of these numbers. So if Bitcoin gets to $13 million BTC, that would basically mean that we are likely to see a $256 trillion market cap for Bitcoin, quite an astonishing level. Now, obviously today we are hovering on $1.1 trillion for Bitcoin. Okay, that's based on the circulating supply of 19.7 million Bitcoin. Now, obviously market cap, it doesn't represent value, it doesn't represent liquidity, it doesn't represent any of those things. It is a simple calculation of the price multiplied by the circulating supply. Okay, so it's important that we understand that this does not show how much money is being flowing into Bitcoin. This is not inflows into Bitcoin. There's not $256 trillion flowing into Bitcoin to get to this number. It just shows that there's a significant increase in demand while a significant decrease in supply. Okay, those are what drives price, and price dictates market cap. So I don't want to see the comments where people are saying, do you know what the market cap would be? It's an ongoing joke, obviously, in our Discord server and on our member AMAs and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, the market cap is no barrier to price discovery. And it's an important thing that we have to understand, that market cap is just a byproduct of price discovery and price in itself. So knowing that there's this idea that Bitcoin could potentially reach in the next 21 years $13 million, it could be a pretty interesting kind of play for, smart, savvy investors to kind of, build up positions in certain cryptocurrencies that they believe have longevity for that kind of big run to the upside over the next 21 years. Now, obviously, what does that mean for other cryptocurrencies? If Bitcoin moons to $13 million, maybe even more, but $13 million, what is that going to do to the Ethereum market cap? Well, the Ethereum market cap would, of course, balloon up as well. And we would see that at $66.8 trillion. And the price of Ethereum under that scenario would be $555,000. So again, this is another 232.7x from its current position today. So you could see that, if Bitcoin moves up and Ethereum also kind of survives the test of time, then we could see Ethereum reaching $555,000. Pretty phenomenal numbers. Obviously, it would require a significant amount of adoption of Ethereum, lots more use cases, new dApps being built, DeFi maybe, real-world tokenization, so many different things that could unfold in the world of Ethereum to kind of get to these price targets. But if Bitcoin does well and Ethereum is currently 26% of the market cap of Bitcoin, well, in that particular case, we would see a $555,000 Ethereum price. Now, obviously, the circulating supply of Ethereum is very different to that of Bitcoin. There is no max supply when it comes to Ethereum, so we have to bear in mind that new tokens shouldn't really get minted all that often / ever, but if it does, then obviously we have to kind of consider the fact that there is going to be an increase in supply. So that's going to potentially hinder the price prediction for Ethereum, whereas it's not really a factor for BTC. So that then brings us on to Solana. How high do we think Solana could go if we see a $13 million Bitcoin and a $555,000 Ethereum? Well, that number is astonishingly higher than you might think. So this would basically be a $16.7 trillion market cap. And that in itself would then drive, based on its current circulating supply, a $35,000 Solana price prediction. Bearing in mind, this is a 21-year price prediction. This is for 2045. So if we were to see, Bitcoin do really well, if we saw Ethereum doing really well, and Solana, of course, survives the test of time, which, I still have my concerns with the amount of times it gets switched off. If it does survive the test of time, $35,000 in line with the Bitcoin and Ethereum price predictions is something that I think we should be thinking about and something that we should be thinking and investing for those kind of timeframes. If, of course, you're looking to invest in that kind of long-term picture. Of course, you have to consider a lot of different things in a 21-year span. Is it really going to survive the test of time? Is Solana going to be one of the chosen few that survives that long period of progression within the Web3 space? You can let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments down below. Do you think $35,000 for Solana is something that we could see by 2045? Let me know. If you found today's video useful and informative, smash that like button. I do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe. And if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and check out my technical analysis channel just here, where I cover a lot more TA on a day-by-day basis.